we're back at it again, and this time with a KIRIKO Diamond VOD review, a Diamond 1 review. Let's check this one out. Key moment 1, the beginning of the team fight. This fight was won, but I still have some questions. Did I distribute my damage slash healing correctly? Did I use my Suzu and ult correctly, or should I have used it sooner or later? How would you play this fight, I mean? Okay, usually if you win the fight, don't care. But let's see if we can make it, we can make the team fight look a little bit better. E35. Let's watch this. Okay, checking things out. Genji's dead. This is where it starts. Okay, true that because you're afraid of the anti-nade. Good ultimate. This is Diamond 1, dude. This is close to Masters. Okay, let's see. You help him out. Fight. I still don't consider the fight being over. I want to see this too. Chat, this is great. What are you talking about? Okay, now I consider the fight being over. I mean, let's see this part too. This is great, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, optimization of the fight. So, first things first. You're Diamond 1. If you keep playing like this, you'll get to Masters really fast. But this being already close to very high SR, let's cover two basic things. Let's cover two things. So, number 1. I would say Suzu usage when you're playing KIRIKO can be used, let's go in 3 different ways. Number 1, as a way to prevent damage. Number 2, to force cooldowns. And number 3, to cleanse cooldowns. Usually what you saw in Overwatch League in the finals, which I feel like were the playoffs that a lot of people I feel like watched and learned how to play KIRIKO, they were using Suzu as a way to prevent damage. With time, when we see Ana being played, we kind of use Suzu to prevent abilities. Or you can use Suzu to bait abilities before they happen, which I'm talking about the duels and stuff. In ranked, the third option, using Suzu to force abilities, is one of the things that you can do consistently. And you can do that especially if you're playing with hyper mobile heroes that are taking those cooldowns. In this case, if you didn't have Doomfist that can, fly around the map once every 3 or 4 seconds, then I would save my Suzu for better options. Even if I don't have anything else to cleanse, because I cannot cleanse anything from Ramatra worthwhile, I cannot cleanse Torbjorn, I cannot cleanse KIRIKO, I cannot cleanse Genji. I can cleanse the damage, I can cleanse the Sleep Dart and the Nade, and that's about it. I can save them when they're low. But if you have a hypermobile tank and they're anti-ed, do not panic, okay? They will usually fly away. If there's an Orisa that's incredibly tanky and takes the nade, I would probably not Suzu. But if Reinhardt takes the nade, and he doesn't have his shield up and teams can focus them up, then I will Suzu to prevent his HP from dropping, cleanse the effect, and making sure that they full HP. In this specific case, because this is what I think you're talking about with your Suzu usage. Okay. So look, healing up Cassidy, he's anti-ed. Who can shoot him? You know, take a deep breath. What can happen? Who can burst him? What's gonna happen? He has his block, he has his mobility, he can fly away. If Doomfist is less than half HP, even if he's a quarter HP, I guarantee you that Doomfist players usually do not go like Suzumi. No, when they're low HP, they're gonna all around the place. They're just gonna fly away, dude. That's what happens. Just gonna fly away. Like, look, he feels like he's under threat, you throw it, and then you just donated your Suzu. If this would be Reinhardt, then he expects it. If this would be Zara with no bubbles, she'd expect it. If this would be Junker Queen even, she'd expect it, okay? Because she doesn't have a way of denying damage. But playing with heroes like Orisa that's very tanky and she can use her helicopter. Playing with Sigma that can suck and stuff. Playing even with Diva that can DM. Playing with Doomfist that can block and fly away. then you usually do not need to use Suzu that often. If you're playing with Reinhardt, if you're playing that fast, I mean, if they're anti, if you're playing with Reinhardt, if you're playing with Winston and he doesn't have cooldowns and stuff, then they expect you to Suzu. But Doomfist usually doesn't, because he can just fly away. Okay, he's safe there. Your kill rhythm is really good. Okay, your kill rhythm is really good overall. Like your flow, your tempo, what you have to do is really good. But obviously, same with every player, we can all improve. In this case, yes, you can play from here, but you can achieve the same thing by playing from high ground. The enemies cannot one-shot you. If they shoot you, you can get in cover. If you spam from here or from here, it's the same principle. Understand that at the beginning, you're shooting up close. This is really good.
Your team is close to taking the lead.
But right now, you can just like from the same position, you can like back out and play from here, or you can even wall climb here and get on top. So yes, you're healing. You're healing. You're healing. You're spamming. You're healing. Instead of playing from over here, can create a different angle by playing here, then maybe wall climbing here. Like, make it tricky for the enemies, because the enemies are walking out, and this is what they see. They see low ground. But maybe KIRIKO, instead of randomly spamming here, will lift the cursor up here. Or they have to lift the cursor up here, because you can just spam them. This is good, though. This is really good. Let's continue. Cassidy overextending here is not on you. But if you'd have played from here, for example, if you'd have climbed and even played from here, or then climb and play from here, who knows, when the shield would have expired, like right now, you could have gotten a headshot in. Now, this is a 4 versus 4. This fight is still very much winnable. Doomfist flying into them. Don't expect that much. Like, look at that shot. Boom. Very good shot. Kill him up, then you back out. Imagine this team fight right now in this position with you playing from here. You have full control. You can see everything that's happening there. You're not stressed out with people left and right to you. And you can shoot for free there and for free there. You can also use your ultimate from top so that it drops down below. Right now, another thing is, as I was saying, the angles, okay? Because if you play from here, then the enemies just have to focus here. But if you play from here, they have to look up as well, which you do not know what consequences are going to have. But the minimum is they have to look at you, because if they don't look at you, then you'll eventually get a shot. You're spamming nice. This is a really good ultimate, by the way. I'm proud of you for this ultimate. Really good ult. The Suzu usage, I guess you went to Suzu for the incoming damage. This was something that I wanted to cover. Usually use Suzu when you think, okay, this is good. I didn't see the HP bar of your Sojourn, but this is really good. He goes in Nemesis form. You see him being with that much HP. You throw the Suzu thinking that they're going to focus the Sojourn. This is really good. You get a kill. Nice. Still spam, still heal. This is great, bro. This is great. Don't doubt yourself that much. Apart from like using Suzu a bit too early onto the Doomfist and getting high ground, this was great. That over there was okay, right? You just wanted him to go in, I guess. That's okay, but imagine you would have Suzu now. You know what I mean? Like he just took the nade. He's just gonna fly away anyway. This pressure is really nice. Then TP back. Me like you. Like you took their attention. They couldn't heal up the Genji. This was amazing. And congratulations. La Walti TTV, congrats. Okay, chat, let's check out the second part of the VOD, the second key moment. 9:37 to 10:05, the beginning of the team fight. It was a very important fight. There was 1 minute left and I was looking for an opportunity to use your ultimate. Should I have used it, my ult, after Ana died, or should I have kept it for the last fight? And if I had saved Ana, would I have to use ultimate or not? How would you play this team fight? Okay, 9:37 to 10:05. 9:37 to 10:05. Literally the last... Ooh, the deciding team fight. Okay, let's see what you do, Dutri. Let's see what you do.
My ultimate is almost ready. My ultimate is almost ready.
So, with 1 minute remaining, you are in the lead. You don't need to win this. You need to make this into the last fight possible. In this case, I would usually... Let me not review it. Let me just play it first, actually. My bad. Nice. I like this. You're climbing. I like this. Pressuring. I like this too. A bit too close, to be honest, but yeah. Ana's in the back. Yeah, exactly. Ana died. You pop the ult. Okay, let's cover this team fight. Let's cover this specific team fight. Woo! Okay. Great example that happens in top 500 games a lot. And that you see me do a lot too, okay? And why it doesn't work in Diamond, and why it works when you're playing with top 10 / Overwatch League players. So, number one, obviously, you're trying to go for a pick and stuff, okay? You're trying to go for a pick, you're trying to be aggressive, trying to create pressure. But, in this case, what you have to do, specifically, is you do not have to force. There's a fine line between forcing and waiting for the enemies to do something. When you have the advantage and it's the last minute, usually enemies will panic. They will try to set up plays, because if they don't do the play, then they will lose. Okay? They have to force something because they're down one, right? They're gonna lose the game. They're not in the lead. So they will force something and they'll do mistakes. Reaper just stomping his way onto Diana was a big mistake. He felt the need to pressure. He had to pop off now. So in Diamond, in Masters, even in GM, waiting for the enemies to do something in the last couple of seconds because of how uncoordinated the environment is usually when you win the games. Because when they do that, they don't have follow-up from their team, or they executed badly with their team. So waiting for the enemies to make a mistake when you have the advantage is a very safe play that you can do, especially as a support. In this case, in the last minute, what you have to do is the following. You have to bait enemy ultimates, and you have to play for their mistakes, which is baiting enemy ultimates. Play for their mistakes. How you do this is, you, as a support, KIRIKO specifically, you don't have to go and look for a pick early, okay? You don't have like a very good angle to go for a pick and then TP back into the backline. On some maps, you can do this. On this map specifically, I feel like climbing this wall, going here, it's a little bit tricky, right? If I would be you, if I'd been you, I would probably play from here. Because I can control left angle, I can control front angle, I can control right angle. I wouldn't play in the back with Ana because we would create the same angle. I'd probably play from over here. This helps me control every single part. Nobody can kill me from the enemies and have a clear sight of the entire team fight. It's good to have a bird's eye view of the team fight, right? But it's even better to have a full view from your own point of view of the team fight.
And they say super.
You play there, and this is where I feel like this is where it disconnects, right? You already forced the sleep dart. You forced the fortify. None is being thrown in. You don't have to force anything now. You already did your job. You did your job. That's it. No, you did your job. She's looking at you. You fortified. You already have the advantage. That's it. Boom. That's it. Wait for cooldown. Just wait. Don't go. I know you want to eat the entire cake, but at least space it throughout the hours. Don't shove it in at the same time. Okay? Now you're climbing, taking stuff. Imagine playing from here. Maybe headshot there, seeing the Sojourn, bam, 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 bam. If your intention was to walk past the Orisa to try to kill Diana, and that would have been the play, then maybe you could have done this. If you're an Overwatch League player, then if you're going to watch an Overwatch League player, you're going to see that usually what they would do is they'd be like, you know what, I don't trust my team. I'm going to wall climb this and go and kill the backline, which would have been a good play as well. So you have two options. You either see the entire team fight, don't force anything because you have the advantage by chilling from here, okay, and waiting for the enemies to make a mistake. Or you go for full assassin mode, go in the backline, ignore your team, and try to be a menace. But let's continue this, because this is not the main mistake, okay? You wanting to walk past the Orisa to shoot the supports, understandable. You heal, and now he's in the back. That's the mistake. Reaper going from here to here, big mistake. You wait a little bit, TP too late, she's dead. And now, you probably watch the stream a bunch. And you go like, but hear me out. mL7, when he's down one, he likes to ult. Chat, in my games, this is what has always, I feel like, frustrated me in every game. I was watching a lot of pro games in every game, and I was like, why don't my teammates react the same way in my games? And I'm like, wait, but I'm Diamond. Same here. Yes, when you're down one, and you want to be explosive, and you're playing ranked with really high ranked players, I would ult probably in this situation. Not exactly in this one, though, with Cassidy turning around, Reaper, no rate and stuff, 30 seconds remaining, last team fight, we're in the advantage. All these factors, I would probably save my ultimate for the last fight. Right? So it's kind of like nuanced, I guess. Right now, what's gonna happen? Even if you win this team fight, what matters? Why? Here's the question. Why do you have to win this team fight? Why do you have to win this team fight? You don't have to win this team fight. You are in the lead. What you have to do is to get resources away from the enemy team. You have to wait, play the time, because it was one fight remaining. Now, here's the counterpart to this, though. Maybe your Fox forced the nanovisor. Maybe your Fox forced the nanovisor, and this is what your intention was. In the end, if we analyze the entire part, it's very hard to like be like, this was the right decision. Okay, this was the right decision. If your intention was to use the Fox, not to win the team fight, but to force Nanovisor or Deg Fox or Orisa ult, then maybe you could have done it. Because even if you didn't ult, okay, like if your goal was to force ultimates and resources from the enemies, then that made sense. If your idea was to like win the team fight with your ultimate, then that didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Because in this case, even if you ult ultimate for the last fight, what ults do you have? You're gonna have Fox and Doomfist ult, while they have 4 ultimates. So this wasn't that bad of an ultimate if this was your idea. So again, this entire thing would have been avoided though by making the setup play at the beginning. This is what I feel like is the main thing with KIRIKO. You have to start the fights in the lead. You have to start the fights right. So either by going in the back and pressuring them and then TPing out to force resources, or by saying everything. Because the entire flow of the fight would have changed if you would have stayed with Ana at the beginning. You would have punished Reaper, you would have headshotted him here, right? If your idea was to force enemy ultimates to use Fox, can work in ranked. If this would be competitive play though, your team can win the team fight even if you don't have a bunch of ultimates with Fox. Let's watch the last team fight though. I want to watch this. Again, if you want to turn that fight 4 versus 5, you didn't have to. You have one more fight. You are in the lead. Save your ultimate for the last fight. But if you wanted to force ultimates from them because you're afraid that you're going to lose the next fight because you don't have ults, then that was okay-ish. Let's watch this though. This is the interesting part. You only have Doomfist ult and High Noon. Good sleep. Gets a kill. Kills him up. See what I mean? Congratulations. You just won the game for your team. You just won the game for your team. Because of this bad ultimate, you just won the game for your team. Because they could have nano-visored here instead of doing a scuffed Fox and a scuffed Orisa ultimate. Congrats. You did it. It's because of this bad ultimate. Okay? If this was your intention, then congrats. If your intention was to win the team fight 4v5, then no. This is why it's so complicated, right? This is why it's so complicated. In ranked though, in ranked, you know what would happen in ranked, in organized environment? You know what would happen? The enemy team would be like, they use Fox, they don't have speed boost, we can just kite, don't use ults. We won the team fight with +1. This is where you're gonna get punished. But doing stuff like this on ranked, in ranked, is good. Now, what would have happened though, in this case? This is what I wanted to cover a little bit with KIRIKO, because you're diamond. If you have the disadvantage, and you have a support that can heal a lot, right? In this case, Ana. And you're down in advantages because you have Fox, they have Fox, they have Orisa ult, and you only have Doomfist ult, which is and High Noon, which is a cosmetic ultimate. You have to force. You're one fight away. You have to force. You have to force cooldowns. You have to force ultimates. You have to go for a pick. You cannot play defensive. In this case, this is a little bit too defensive. The spam at the beginning, chef's kiss. You have to think, who can you kill? Who can you go for? What can you do to them? Not your job to heal the Doomfist. Not your job to heal up the Sojourn and the Cassidy here. Your job is to Suzu, who gets slipped or antied if they're a squishy, and to go for duels. Right here, shoot the Reaper. Kill him up. Fight the Reaper. You go back a little bit. Nice protect there. Suzu him. Turn around. Good protect. I would probably, in this case, walk... Just shoot the Reaper consistently. Not even... I would probably climb here, keep spamming, heal up the Doomfist, check if my team's okay in the back, keep spamming, like look for picks. You know, be a bit more proactive when you're down 1, because with that TP you can do a lot of set plays like this. Now that you have the advantage, though, this is good. You can just default to healing. Another thing that you could have done in this case is you could have obviously spammed from here. You could have also came from here. Okay, you could have also came from here. Let's see how the fight would have played out if you came from the left side. So from the left side, you would be here right now. You would walk a little bit, you would be here. You have a free TP onto the Doomfist. You're probably close to TPing to the Sojourn. If you shoot from here, who knows what would happen. You could probably even kill the Reaper. You could pressure them. You like walk on the stairs, right? Like right here, this is a headshot onto the Reaper. Headshot onto the Reaper, which doesn't force Doomfist away, which makes him go into a four-man slam here. You know what I mean? Like, because Reaper's here, because you're playing with him, he had to back out. Imagine you play here, and then you force his rate away. That's a cooldown force just by you positioning. And then Doomfist doesn't feel the pressure to go here. And then maybe you can even focus on the KIRIKO here. That's focused on healing. What's happening with her arm? Never mind, it's good. You know what I mean? Because you have the TP. You have the TP always, and you have a nice escape route. So what if Reaper looks at you? You can just TP back. You can just TP back. Played a little bit safe here. But overall, honestly, bro, this is really good. I want to watch the first team fight. Wait, anything else that you said in the vote review? This isn't a lot to review, by the way. Thank you for your content. That's it. This isn't a lot to review. You're playing a nasty KIRIKO. This is a Masters 1 KIRIKO. Low GM Masters 1 KIRIKO. I'm not joking. Like, not even low GM. I like to have you in my games if I play on any play KIRIKO. Okay, one very important thing though. If you're playing against Pharah Mercy, most of the times, don't shoot them because you're not going to do anything to them. You're better off by spamming angles and completely ignoring them. This is good. This is good. This is good. Nice heal. Create a multiple angle. Instead of playing this close up to the enemies, which is exactly what Pharah wants you to do, you can just pressure from here. Walk to the right side. Where's the Suzu? Heal him up. Never inside against the Pharah. Never inside. Nice. Split the angle up. Go a bit to the right. Not that close. A bit to the right. Create a different angle. Perfect. Like that. Spam, 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 spam. Good positioning. Heal him up. Heal him up. He's low. Ignore the Pharah Mercy a little bit. Shoot him to the side. This is great. This is great. I want to watch this fight.
I'm ready.
Unlucky.
We
We still have 3 minutes remaining. Oh, one thing. You're afraid of spamming. You're afraid of walking here because it's a bit too close. You can just like walk back a little bit and spam from here. Like split the angle. You know, rather than playing so close to them. You can always use TP to avoid damage. You can TP back to Sojourn. You wanna heal up the Doomfist because Mercy's busy with Sojourn. This is okay. Kill him up. Oh. No panic. No panic. No panic. Split the pie, which I said in the previous vote review. Split the pie. You know, like, you can heal him up while walking here and cover. And then you focus on the KIRIKO a little bit. No need to panic. You're playing very team-oriented. You know what I mean? You're playing very team-oriented, which is something that you can do in ranked if you trust your team. But usually, you can force a lot more with KIRIKO. Like, if I'd have you in my team, I would know how to support you. You know how to support me. I'm very good at adapting to players in my team and stuff. And how they play the game. You're very teamwork oriented, which is awesome. But right now, if, for example, this would be Overwatch League player, you know what they would do in this case? They would probably climb over here while they walk. They heal up the Cassidy. Then they climb here. And then they spam here. So they spam this angle while going to the Cassidy. You know? That's what I do. Same thing. This is good. This is a good beginning. This is a good beginning, right? This is a very good beginning. But you can walk. Imagine being here and landing a shot onto the Genji passing. Or into the Mercy. Or Genji dashing to you. Or the enemy is looking at you instead of spamming your Sojourn here. Or Cassidy to have 3 shots at them. You're in range of the TP. And with this being said, this is like the same pattern that happens to a bunch of KIRIKO players. And I'm going to show you again. The same graphic that I've shown multiple times. So let's go like this. This is one enemy. This is your team. this is you. Okay? And let's say that this is the range of the TP. This is the range of the TP. Now, if you move to this side, to spamming them, while your team spams them from this side, then the circle changes. Instead of being like this, okay, let me make it so that you're playing from here. You're playing from there, okay? So instead of you playing from there, the fade distance changes like this, right? So you're getting more results from creating a different angle, being able to TP to your team rather than spamming from the same area. That's exactly the example that I was talking about earlier. Let's watch in game. So imagine this. Yes, you're playing from here, but you're not getting advantage out of your TP. This is KIRIKO's strength, and I've always said this ever since KIRIKO was released. KIRIKO's broken. KIRIKO is really strong because of her TP. Because you can pressure so much and play around it. And great KIRIKO players, this is what they do. If this would be organized environment, and you have your ultimate, there's no reason for you to force in this case if you're afraid and you're playing for $1 million and stuff. I mean, you can, I guess, for a headshot and TP out, but maybe they can punish it. Maybe Mercy Valks, Genji dashes to you, and KIRIKO TPs to you, and you're dead after your TP. That could happen. But in a diamond game, that's usually not gonna happen. So, right now, what's your TP range? You know what I mean? TP range is this. Can I get use out of my TP? No, I can't. Oh, but if I play from here, can I get use out of my TP, considering that this is probably the range? Yes, I can. You know what I mean? And out of 4 teammates, you only need 1 to TP to. You only need 1 to TP to. And I've shown this in training range as well. And again, what I do in my games against who I'm playing is a little bit different. Because exactly as I said, if I know they have Valk, they have Genji, after I TP to somebody that's not playing split for my team, they're gonna dash to me with Valkyrie, KIRIKO's gonna TP, I'm gonna die. That doesn't mean that's gonna happen in the diamond games. You have to force these things as in they could never happen to you so that you can learn from your mistakes, because if you never do them, then you will never be able to do them when you have to do them. So what I'm trying to say is this. Instead of, let's say your team is playing from here and you spam from here, watching Overwatch League, right? You heal, you spam, you heal, you spam, all good. You can get the same result by spamming from, let's say, I need some cover. Let's say there's not a wall there. Okay, there's not a wall deck for this example. You spam from here. Bomb, bomb, bomb. And they're not looking at you. You're still healing them. And with time, you're gonna understand that there are some angles in which your team doesn't even actually need healing, and you can like commit for even more hyper-aggressive angles. Like, let's say you can play from this area, and they turn around for you, which you see me do a lot, and I barely heal. And when I feel like they start taking damage, is then when I TP back to the team. That's another thing. This being said, let's jump into the review. Just my 2 cents on what you can do to improve really fast, because honestly, bro, you're not playing like a diamond player. I don't care if this is like your best review that you sent. You know what to do. You're not playing like a diamond player. You're playing better than some GM KIRIKOs that I've seen that main the hero. I'm not trolling you. So number 1 thing that you can do to play KIRIKO better is, I would say, decision making was good. With what you're doing is good. What options do you have is good. Cooldown management is also good. A little bit panicky on the Suzu usage, but that comes with a bit of experience. Let's talk about positioning though. Positioning, I feel, is going to be the thing that's going to improve your gameplay really fast. Really fast. Decision making 20. This is what? This is 40, 30, 70, 90. And let's do this 20 actually, and this 10. So with the things that you're presented with, I feel like you know how to take the right decision. I would say, and I know that maybe some people are going to disagree with me, but I would say that KIRIKO is 99% pre-fight setup. You have to have the perfect decision before the fight starts, because you can force cooldowns, you can flank, you can play in the back, you can save the Suzu for what they're gonna do. You can do a lot of things. It's all about the pre-team fight setup, and you have to be a chameleon. You have to adjust to whatever is happening around you. Sometimes you have to be ultra aggressive. Sometimes you have to play passive. Sometimes you have to not do anything. Sometimes you have to hide. Sometimes you have to Suzu randomly. Sometimes you have to TP randomly, because even if a bad Suzu can force bad engages from the enemies. Because if you're playing against Nana and you do a bad Suzu at the beginning, then she's forced to land the sleep dart or a nade, because the timer is ticking, and she's going to be like, oh no, Suzu's going to be available again. I have to do that. You have so many mind games that you can do with her. So take advantage of that. Now, about your aim overall. I would say that one of the easiest ways to improve this pre-fight setup thing with KIRIKO is spend 5, 10, 15 minutes and just do the training codes that I have, exclamation mark code I think it's called, for the codes. Do the training codes that I have before playing the game or in queue time. It helps you. Even if it doesn't seem that it helps you because in queue, you can just like move left to right, left to right. KIRIKO's aim is very different to like Ana aim, for example, or even Baptiste aim. You have to aim like you would aim in Valorant. Like literally in a line. It's a different kind of aim. Okay, so it maybe takes some time. Code 2 the codes. Okay. Code 2. These are the codes. These are the codes that I use. So like, I have to learn how to move like this instead of like all over the place, I would say. Especially when you're spamming. Mid-fight, you can flick a lot though. Positioning is what's going to help you improve a bunch. Now, let's see what's going to happen. So, number 1, this is what I'm going to try to tell you. This is what I'm going to tell you. Number 1, 5 aggressive TPs per game. Instantly. I'm giving you numbers because you are skilled, okay? I don't know what chat was saying. Maybe they send the best reviews and stuff. No, bro, hear me out. 5 aggressive TPs per game. Note them down. Aggressive TPs as in exactly what I said. You don't stay with your team. You go to the side. You shoot. You TP to your team. Because your blood pressure, your heart goes from to probably. Okay, so you have to be calm all the time. You can be all the time. Whatever suits you, dude. Whatever suits you. But a majority of players cannot play stressed. I love playing stressed, by the way. I love playing with adrenaline. But some people like to be calm all the time. Depends on how you are as a person. So do aggressive TPs. Get used to these stressful situations in which you put yourself in, not the enemies. So you're in control of how much anxiety you feel. And then with time, you're going to see that less things are stressing you out. Secondly, use ults. Usually save ult for the last fight, except when you know that they will have ult advantage, when you can use your ultimate to bait them to use ultimates if you're playing in ranked. In case that you did this on purpose, then congratulations. If you did it to turn around the 4 versus 5 when you were in the advantage and you had one more fight, then don't do it. Third, if you are at a disadvantage, close enough. If you are at a disadvantage, force cooldowns, ults, look for picks. Okay? Do not play with your team. This is what a lot of players are struggling with. They walk in and they go like, yo, 5 versus 5. But this is actually 5 plus 3 ults, plus 7 abilities, plus more HP, versus no CDs, no ults, no nothing. You know what I mean? This isn't a 5 versus 5. This is like saying, yo, bro, let's have a 5 versus 5. And then some people fight with fists and then others pull out the guns. That's not fair. What the hell? Same thing. So you have to win before the fight starts. And KIRIKO can help you do that a lot with your TP. Other than that, bro, one more thing with Suzu usage. Understand which tanks need Suzu to prevent massive amounts of damage. I explained my opinion, the 3 Suzu usages that you can go for, which are to avoid mass chunks of damage, to force cooldowns, or to cleanse negative effects, which is exactly what says in the tooltip, but it's probably used. It's not used for that. It's mostly used to prevent mass chunks of damage. Now, if you're playing with hyper-mobile tanks that can just like fly around when they're low HP, you probably save the Suzu. Because they can get out, such as Doomfist. This being said, let me know in the comments if you climb to Masters / to GM after the voting review, and good luck. You have what it takes, bro. You have what it takes. Just be more confident, be more proactive, force more things, and you'll climb in no time. So, good luck. Okay, we're done. Chat, hear me out. There are a bunch of things. That we can review during this, during Teaching Tuesday. But I've already explained it like this. You have a huge list of things. And this is what I always do in game as well. You have a huge list of things. You have, in every VOD review, I'm not exaggerating. In one team fight, I think you can detect 100 small things, 100 things that you can work on. But percentage-wise speaking, some of them, if you fix them, will result into less mistakes overall, or mistakes that will matter less. You know? So I like picking the ones that I feel like, from my experience as a player and watching hundreds of VOD reviews throughout the years, I feel like offer you the fastest improvement, because a lot of us, when we're watching educational content, and no matter what, we want results really fast. We want results really fast, you know, because otherwise you feel like you can't keep up with it. You can't keep up with what's happening. You either feel bad because you don't like the content and you think that the content is bad, or you don't trust yourself. So I like picking like on these things rather than going for like more advanced stuff or even ultra high specific ones. Map wise, you should do that and that, bam, 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 bam. It's all about like what I value percentage wise. To explain this a little bit more, and before that I'm gonna hop in game. After this I'm gonna hop in game, I mean. In a teamfight chat, it's like this. For me, this is how I view the game. I see this hero, I see this hero, I see bomb, I see bomb, bomb, bomb. I have 5, 6, 7 options. For me, healing up this hero for 1 second is 82.5% win. Of course, for the 17.5%, did I do the math right? I think I did. I hope I did. Yeah, I did. For this part, this is why it can backfire. Why? Because in the 17.5% means that if I heal this one, then maybe the target that's just walking back from spawn from over there, charging the right click, which is Zenyatta, will actually aim for this target over here. And this is exactly the 17.5% probability of it happening. It's all about like picking what is most probable and working on. Because this is why you also see me do a lot of really questionable decisions whenever I'm playing. It's all about like doing this type of stuff because in ranked you have chaos. You have a bunch of chaos. If this would be competitive play, then it's easier to deduct what's going to happen because everybody knows what should happen most of the times. So yeah, welcome to mL7 stream. Hello.